Everybody doing out there? Talking shit Tuesday coming at you on a day that I thought would not happen this fast. Remember, those of you that are now EPA members, that's right. If you've been here for 4 years, you have an EPA logo next to your name. Congratulations, the OG of the OGs. But if you would have told me, because we've been talking about this EPA stuff and that we needed to vote Papi Trump in. If Trump did not get in, I thought it was over. It's a wrap. The performance and racing industry is gone. Papi Trump comes in there. All of a sudden, things are looking kind of bright. So I thought, well, I'll give it a year before. No! Like 2 weeks, he starts telling EPA employees, learn how to code, motherfucker. Y'all better start learning how to code because we don't need 1,000 of you. That's right. The Trump administration sent out some kind of communication to EPA employees, not only EPA employees, USAID, FBI, a bunch of government employees. Get ready. Se acabó el party. But está jodiendo y comiendo mierda. That's right. The EPA, a lot of employees got a bunch of walking papers and they said, you could be fired at any moment. We're going to talk about that because I think that is so important and so consequential. And you guys don't understand what this president has already done in less than a month. He has done some ridiculous shit. And I'm literally listening to a press conference before the show started about him saying, yeah, we're going to take Gaza. It's ours. We're going to make it a casino resort. And I'm like, oh, shit. This is insane. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about tariffs. That's right. One of the more popular parts companies out there preemptively showed their ass and started telling customers, by the way, map pricing will start to be adjusted because of the China, Mexico, and Canada tariffs. And guess what? None of the tariffs have taken effect. And we're going to talk about that post. And then subsequently, Tim McAmis, one of the OG realest motherfuckers out there in the parts game, racing game, had a rebuttal to that situation. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
That's right. The sponsors of the show are as follows. PMAS, Nick James and PMAS. I put it in order the other day. He filled the order. Then he refunded my money. What is wrong with you, Nick James? I want to give you money. He does not let me give him money because he sponsors the show. He knows what's up. PMAS, Nick James, the best cold air intakes on the planet. Couplers, radiator, relocation kits, Cobra jet intakes, filters, MAV housings, and MAV sensors. Check them out. DNAPperformance.com. Paid his bill, and he's going to get you some new design cup 32-ounce tumblers when you spend $1,000 or more at DNAPperformance.com and you mention the show. That's right. Mention the show. Get a tumbler. We're going to work on the design. We're going to do that pretty soon. DNA Performance. Parts Arm. Used late model parts. F-150, Mustang, Cobra, Shelby, takeoffs, cranker pallets, engines, harnesses, wheels, tires, body parts, and rolling chassis. PartsFarm.com. 2-Auto Solution. We're doing a dyno session tomorrow. That's right. We're doing dyno shit tomorrow. He's going to be building a couple of Odin cars, a couple of NA cars, a couple of 350s. Nice to see Rami up and going in 2-Auto Solution in Puerto Rico. And Bellac Industries. If you want to sell drugs and make the man go, all he wants to do is go 100 miles an hour in his boat. Every single time I see him on Instagram, he's like, I want to go 100 miles an hour in my boat. That's all he wants to do. So hopefully we can help them do that. And as always, you got to love Ridge Prince. I don't even talk to them. And they're like, we're just going to update the site. And they not only have YDBT hats, Amory hats. Oh my God. And Dolo hats. Brother, Dolo, YDBT, and Amory hats. You got to love Dolo, YDBT, and Amory hats. I'm going to buy one of each and wear it every week. Got to put it in order. Section 8 shirts, YDBT, vertical hush money sweaters and shirts. Section 8 hoodies. We're going to give one away. Fuck it. You know what? We're going to give away whatever the fuck you want today. We're going to do something at 9 o'clock, and whoever wins, get whatever the fuck they want. One of something. And we'll go for the look at all the stuff at richprince.com. Guys, you want to support me? The best way to do it is get the merch, get the name out there. People go, what's Amory? And say, don't worry about it. Unless you know what Amory is, you don't gotta worry about it. SCT, D-Rock Fox, Ken Phillips, Dustin Garrison, Clean on the 3GT, and Joe Jackson were the first people to say hello. Monty by 40, Anthony, Andy Ali, Robostop, B, Lovesh, Joe Swiss, Dixon, Z303, Kemzilla, Andrew Martin, Frank Donahue, Valley 10 Speed, good morning. Clincho, Exxon Devil Dog, John Bonanno, Carlos Duran, Mini Bad Madman, El Verga Larga, Stuart D, Douche Down, 2 J's and 5 O's, or 2 J's and 50s. Wesley Stewart, 5 Stanley, Bagelos, CPR Andrew, Jeff S, Matt Francis, TJ Skorsky, Slow 99, Phil Fez, Mark Christensen, Matt Oliver, Cornfred Cow, Yusuf, D-Rock Fox, Alfredo Diaz, Toxic 03, Marky, Oscar Hernandez, Christian Duran, JD Swag. I'm gonna hit you up, JD Swag. I guess D&A Performance wants to know the size of the logo you made me. They want to resize it so they can put it on the Tumblr. So I'll email you about that. No Thoughts, Just 5, says Amory. Oscar Hernandez again says the fun EPA. Bill Boosted, Andrew Fitzsimmons, Grant Wilbur, Weiss and Witt, a couple of Rich Prince and Patreon. Patreon's got a gun chat. Patreon's got a conspiracy theories chat. Sell your shit, dude. Patreon, pay the $15 a month. Trust me, it's worth it. Woods, Reverend Racing, Chad Mormon, Illuminator, Wiley, Slow Down, S197, Dylon, the best rapper alive. EPS says, this nightmare is now my reality. Y'all know I was just kidding, right? Boosted, Oscar Hernandez, and all the usual suspects. Let's get the super chat out of the way. Thank you for getting me tuned. Theo14, Manuel Boss, PMAS, which is like everybody on the planet, but glad that you came by. Now my name is on the ticket, so you know exactly who is tuning you. Let's go to where is it? Where is the EPA? The COVID. Here we go. I'm gonna go to Twitter, my Twitter account. Check it out. The EPA tells more than 1,000 they could be fired immediately. A spokeswoman for Lee Zeldin, the new head of the agency, said the goal was to create an effective and efficient federal workforce. That's right, kiddos. Steve Malloy says, in case you feel sorry for the EPA employees that may be axed, don't bother. Recall that many of these same arrogant, evil creeps who killed 50,000 high-paying coal industry jobs during the Obama years each killed coal jobs supported anywhere from 4 to 10 other communities and related industry jobs. The loss of these jobs irreparably devastated coal communities where there's typically little else to do but mine coal and support those that do. All of this was for absolutely no reason, just left-wing politics. I was there. I saw it. I only wish that the EPA, I could be the one that EPA to hand out pink slips and turn the lights off. That's right. So you need to understand what the EPA is responsible for. It's not just car shit. But again, when it comes to this channel, that's really what I care about. But think about what they did in, let's say, the late 2010s, mid 2010, 15, around there. They shut down coal-fired power plants for no fucking reason. They just said, let's just shut it down. Then, around that same time, the crazy left-wing lunatics that started going into diesel shops started hitting us up, part of other investigations, scaring the bejesus out of you, trying to basically scare you into compliance, and diesel guys were fined, diesel guys were raided, diesel guys were jailed. Emotion was put out of business. The best device to come out for Coyote Mustangs to this day. Do we have to this day here? Do we have to this day?
To this day.
This device, revolutionary, wonderful, touchscreen, relevant today, analog inputs, small, fast, SD card slot, squashed because of politics. So the EPA is going to get its comeuppance. And I only hope that there is a door open for litigation for people that can prove damages. And obviously you can prove damages if you ever got a fine, you had agents visit you. And this is the one that really gets me, guys. I support cops. Cops are great, whatever. If you were an EPA agent and you were okay going into a place where a mom and pop shop were installing exhausts and over the shelf, like what happened to PFI Speed, like some of the nicest, like normal dudes ever. But imagine at a lower level, right? The low-hanging fruit. You went into these automotive shops, so they just like installed a SET canned tune, sent it in, and put an exhaust on the car. There was no consequential guideline as to what you could or could not do. It was open to interpretation. And since the Chevron deference, now you need Congress to make up the rules. So this has started a snowball effect going downhill where shit's getting deep and people are starting to realize, we done fucked up. So back on my original point, the thing that really gets me the most is the enforcers. The people that are there knowing that they're doing something wrong, but do it under the umbrella of, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job, man. The boss man tells me to do something, I just do it. Really? Is that what we're doing nowadays? Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong, but you still go in and enforce it. Now, it's a different story if you're like, man, I'm just here because I don't think y'all do nothing stupid, but I'm just the enforcer. I still think you're doing something wrong. If there isn't clear, definable offenses or laws being broken, you shouldn't be able to go into anywhere and do anything. But the EPA, you see what happens when you give bureaucracies and weird agencies like that a bunch of power. They start going after you for anything. Again, if you take your sink, and you put crazy chemicals in your home sink, some of those chemicals and the byproduct could be considered waste by the EPA. But because it goes down a drain and to a processing plant, and they do whatever the fuck so that the effluent is within guidelines, or dump it in the river, depending on the overflow, that is okay. But if you do the exact same thing outside of your house, or let's say you have a storage facility of wastewater, and then you maybe, have a leach field or something, all of a sudden you're just killing the environment. So on the automotive performance and racing industry, I think SEMA and PRI were basically proven to be absolutely useless entities because one president went in there and went, shh, get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Why is SEMA a thing if they're just facilitators for the EPA? Why is PRI a thing if you're just facilitators for the EPA and CARB? When you know those institutions are corrupt, full of shit, and going off of theory and not actual hard science, and they just go ahead and hit up people. And what do you do, SEMA and PRI? You help them facilitate the CARB testing of the cold air. Get the fuck out of here. You talk to me about PRI and SEMA, and I'm like, those are just names. Those don't have any weight behind it. Talking about performance and parts racing industries. So you guys know what a tariff is, right? I don't have to explain what a tariff is. So Trump threatened tariffs. Well, let's do this. Let's talk about that first. Then we'll at about 8:30 we'll talk about the tariff stuff. So I'm going to do it that way. It's a new format. So I'm going to do it that way just so that we can kind of stay on game and not bounce all over the place. So I'll get some of your comments and then we'll go ahead and get after it. What to say to this day? I sold 5 engages to midnight. Back suckers are gold in the used market. EPA been coming in a little too high power. Father and uncle were coal miners. What's up, fellas? To this day, abso-freaking-lutely, brother. It's unbelievable what the EPA got away with, and then PRI and SEMA facilitated it. They basically took the EPA's dick and shoved it in your ass. They went, "What do you want? You want your dick in this industry's ass." You want to take your dick, EPA, and put it in the diesel market's ass. Yep. Slide it. Here you go. Here you go. What the fuck are you there for? To grab their dick and put it in an industry's ass? And get paid for it? You a bunch of sorry ass motherfuckers over there. 300 DPI, says Dina Performance. He needs 300 DPI for the tumblers. Don't pay for Patreon. If you're a 1911 fan, Bryson will attack you. Maga, who's going to pick on fruit and vegetables? There's going to be a lot of former government employees. Exactly. Hey, they're deporting illegals 1,000 EPA motherfuckers you'll be picking strawberries. Automation will take care of that. Don't you worry. Automation will take care of that. Poppy Trump is killing it. Dropping a like and I'll catch a replay. Remember when the EPA was the villain in the Ghostbusters movie? They're still the villain now. It wasn't personal, says EPA. EPA, it was personal. So now you're going to have to change the name to former EPA agent. And now you should put your name as Strawberry Picker in California. Moats is back. Who cares? Your food costs more as well as your food costs more as well due to the EPA. Always a new refrigerant mandate and fines if you don't comply. Right. Remember when you used to have brake cleaner that would melt your skin? MEK, methyl ethyl ketone. Fucking drill a hole in your shit. Oh, you could take parts and make them look brand new in 1995, in 1988, in 1999. Then all of a sudden you're spraying stuff and you're like, this is not working. This is not working. I need 2 cans of this, 3 cans of this. Oh, new gay formula to help the planet heal. What the fuck are you talking about? I need these brake calipers and brake parts and the dust taken off of my shit. I just need it with now. You have to sit there for an hour with a gallon of brake cleaner and get rid of shit because of the new formula that's, friendly for the environment. EPA is going to have changed his screen name soon. I just added some spark plug spacers to my truck. No CEL, some spark plug spacers. Okay, got it. Signing checks for $50,000 condoms. And look, this is what I put up on Twitter. I said, wait until, let me see where my Twitter, my twit. Not Twitter, it's X, but you know what, whatever. I can't wait to see the EPA audited just to see what they spent their money on. I bet it was totally to plant trees and invest in clean energy and not on Colombian hookers and Brazilian fart porn. I cannot wait until Elon Musk, go in there. USAID is massive. You uncovered a honeypot of corruption, but wait until you see, because the EPA didn't they find Volkswagen a shitload of money? Didn't the EPA get like millions of dollars from Ford? Or billions of dollars from Ford? Didn't the EPA recently make a bunch of money either from a aviation company or an airline or something? Billions of dollars. What the fuck are you doing with that money? Is it being funneled back into USAID, washed, and then sent back into the ether for condoms for Gaza? And then all of a sudden it ends up in some bureaucrat's bank account somewhere and he has a Lear jet and all this stuff? Crazy stuff. People in Germany said, I'm just doing my job. Exactly. I'm just doing my job. So there's people under the floors. Big deal. I didn't hate them. No, bullshit. If you're someone this is why I can't be an enforcement person at all. I have a conscience. I know. A lot of you go, Alex, you're just an asshole. No. You got to understand. There are people in this industry specifically that took PPP money. That's right. The PPP loans and propped up their hot rod shop with it. That's right. They propped up their hot rod shop with it. And you want to know how I know? Because I did my research today and it was a very, very, very heavy news day. There were people with a company called Dodge Hellcat LLC. Cause I'm trifling, 40 pop on my nightstand.
Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in.
Bitch, I'm busting jugs in the Hellcat, in the backseat. Let's go, come on, let's go. We're gonna give you the treatment to Dodge Hellcat LLC. That's right. What are we doing? We spending money at the Brothers Bank. Oh! Oh! Coming out of me, so I'm ABORTING.
On my way to the clinic.
I forgot the plan B. Let's go. I don't even know where it is. I think he's gonna play the whole thing. That's right. This is what happens when you don't pay attention. The COVID era Paycheck Protection Program was defrauded at an incredible scale, says Cremu. People receive PPP loans for total nonsense at stunning rates. Thread of funny claims. Dodge Hellcat LLC, reparations for indigenous people, traffic tickets, free money, lobster. They're stealing your hubcaps, Inc. Fuck the System LLC, PPP LLC, Rent, Gigavibes, I Got Lunch, Vacation, guys, Wakanda, Merkin Love, let's go! Baby Daddy Free, coming out of me, fuck you. Okay, so I have a conscience, and oh, don't I know some Ford shops that went in there, got PPP loans, and they got forgiven. Don't think I don't know who the fuck you are, motherfucker, piece of shit. Anyway, I have conscience. I would not go somewhere where I know wrong is, this is wrong. I can't be going into, imagine I go, hey, do you get intel? Okay, we got these guys that are egregious polluters, and we're going to go in there and hit them up. It's part of a bigger investigation, okay? Okay, go. You go in there, and it's fucking Nardi farting. Dakota drinking a Sour Ropes Bang, and Brandon flipping his knife around because he has like a weird fidget thing, and he's like, go again, get that on the fucking ground, motherfucker! What the fuck? What do you guys do here? There's computers and a big American flag and some badass Shelbys. We were told you guys were cutting up cats. No, we sent programs out to. Oh fuck. Hey, we done fucked up. There's nothing here. It's just a really clean shop. Oh, there comes some old guy really pissed off. Get him! And it's a senior with a laptop and a Dunkin' Donuts decaf. Yeah, good job. If you know you're doing something wrong, stop. Hey, you don't. I gotta do my job. I gotta go beat the shit out of these computer nerds. Part of a bigger investigation. No. What happens is there's scumbags out there, and you gotta understand. You got to understand that if you're doing something wrong, you can't be a part of this wrongdoing. You're just going to be guilty by association. Right, exactly. Quit resisting. Do you have a dog I can shoot? So this whole situation is wonky to me, and I'm glad they're getting their comeuppance. This is going to be so wonderful to watch. Every freaking day, cool shit happens. Just watch the news. You're not a news junkie like I am. Psychotic news junkie. Just wonderful stuff that's happening. And it's just like, if you hate government bloat, you should just literally do nothing but listen to the news. And on X, they grabbed the shoddy, Theo. I can't grab it. If I grab that on film or on camera, un problema. People are going to be like, then the stream might get shut down. But we don't know now. We don't know because it's a new world. Boss is like, we got PPP money coming. I'm trying to get PPP loan for the beef jerky. Can we get the rec Can we get the rec GT500 loans forgiven? What's that OPP? Alex, you never changed. I love it, process rage. On the HVAC, EPA has us transitioning to flammable refrigerant because of global warming. Nice. Trump administration about to put that pipe in the EPA and make them have an abortion. The smoke detector sound. So, Alex, did you ever say who gave the EPA tip to raid y'all? No, so this is... it's over. Like, it's over. It's officially over. But, there's certain things you don't want to rehash. But I think it was part of this was being used on diesel shit, too. So we were like, I think part of like another. So think about it. Let's say, the EPA was like, this is diesel shop we hit up and they use a lot of these things. Okay. So then all they have to do is, they grab a hold of the people that make this and say, give us your receipts. And they say that Lund Racing is selling a shitload of them, right? So they hit them up. And then they're like, what do y'all do here? We tuned JLT cold air intakes. What's a JLT cold air intake? Just a really shitty made product that we have to spend way too much time on. We wish everyone would just get PMAS cold airs. Because I put a tune in my GT500 with a Magnuson supercharger, ID 1700s, and a PMAS 120 MAF curve, and it just started. It just started and trimmed within 5% immediately. I'm like, ain't that some shit? Anyway, so I think it's going to be an interesting thing if the EPA gets their comeuppance pretty soon. Now, let's start talking about tariffs. So a tariff can be used as a tax on goods coming in. Let's say, for instance, if Germany is selling you BMWs, but they're made in Germany and imported here, and there's a tariffs on that BMW, and let's say in Germany you could buy it for $30,000 in Germany if you're German, but let's say you want to buy it in the US and there's a tariff on it. Well, guess what? Then now it goes from 30 to 40 or 45, whatever the price may be. So how can you make sure that that tariff does not hit your product? Well, you make the product in the place that the tariffs is imposing the tax on you. So if BMW doesn't want to get the tariff tax, the United States say, no problem. Assemble them here and give Americans jobs here. Assemble them here. There's Toyotas made in the USA. Why do you think that is? There's BMWs made in the USA, I think Atlanta. Why do you think that is? It's to not have the tariff imposed on them. That's why BMWs are so sought after here. The price is kind of high still, but it is still a desirable vehicle to have, and they build them here or they assemble them here. Let's just say they assemble them here. So you can get around the tariff that way. So Trump did a really good thing by threatening tariffs on Canada and Mexico specifically. And this is what he said. You guys need to stem the flow of fentanyl coming through the border by placing troops and army on your borders, better security, or if you don't stem the flow and tighten up your borders, I will impose a tax on all of the goods you guys bring into the U.S. And that'll bring the price of your shit up. And if there's a comparable thing that the U.S. has, people will tend to buy that because it's cheaper. Or you would just eat the cost. That was a threat. Nothing talked about happening. It never took place. Why? Because they caved within 40 hours. Mexico's like, okay, we'll put 10,000 troops on our southern border and we will go after the Mexican cartels because of a threat of a tariff. And then Canada did the same thing because Trudeau's a bitch. And they have no leverage. Like, none of them have leverage. But there was also a threat of a China tariff. And if you guys hear what Holly did was hilarious. Holly, they put this out on Instagram or one of they sent it to their customers, I think, their email. It says, "Dear valued partner, you and your business are important to us. We always want to provide you with the best products and solutions at the right value to support your success and help you serve the automotive enthusiasts that depend on you. Due to recent announced tariffs impacting Mexico, 25%, Canada, 25%, and China, along with the inflationary pressures, we will be adjusting the MAP pricing of our products range by approximately 5% across the board, effective April 1st. The tariffs never went through. The tariffs were never enacted because Canada and Mexico gave in to Trump's demands and tightened up their border to stem the flow of fentanyl coming across the border and illegal migrants. But Holly's like, whoa, we don't care if it's going to pass or not. The fact that they're even talking about it across the board, every single product is going to get a 5% increase on the minimum advertised pricing policy, MAP policy. And then one of the OG motherfuckers of all time, Tim McAmis, had a bit of a rebuttal that just made me smile really big. Letter from Tim McAmis, apologies, regarding tariffs. February 4th, today. Just a note to our awesome loyal customers. If you've been following the news lately, you'll undoubtedly have heard about the proposed tariffs imposed on some foreign countries. As soon as this was announced, we immediately started receiving notices from companies about their impending price increases due to these changes. What a joke. This is just a little note to tell you that TMRC, Tim McAmis Racing Company or Components, will not be implementing any price increase based on this issue. You might ask yourself, why not if everyone else is doing it? Well, the reason is very simple. We don't source cheap, rotten-ass junk material or product from places like China, period. Stay safe, my friends, and always remember our motto going all the way back to 1992, proudly made in the U.S. of motherfucking A till we die, bitches. Guys, I don't give a fuck what you buy from Tim McAmis. Buy it. I'll buy a shirt, a hat. I don't know. I don't have a badass pro mod shit. Just that right there made me a massive fan because he stands on business. And there are very few companies that stand on business like that. Or maybe they stand on business, but they're not willing to say what they're talking about. And I love that he was like, fuck that shit. We don't deal with any China ass junk, bitch. Made in USA. Now, I've made the case that made in USA doesn't necessarily made good. That is good, but it is made in USA. But now that Trump is in, it's only a more of a reason to really support USA made products because it'll then just bolster everything that we stand for here. Because look, at the end of the day, the might is on our side. We have the manufacturing might. We just need to practice it. And people are going to say, well, these guys are doing the jobs Americans won't do. We'll give them the fucking opportunity and a decent living wage. No, these motherfuckers like to get away with cheap parts, cheap shit. And then they end up, complaining that, oh, well, don't get rid of the migrants because now we're not going to be able to, make the profits or, we can't automate or make a better part or swallow some of the fucking costs, just like most do. I think it's great that the tariffs didn't even go through. And Holly immediately raised the prices. And I'm like, wait a minute. You don't even know exactly JR10. You don't even know what products are affected. He said products, we're going to give China 10% tariffs and, Canada 25% tariff and Mexico 25% tariff. On what? Nothing. I'm not going to tell you yet. And Holly raises prices. That is all you need to know. Plain and simple. Whipple about to double in price. Oh my God, Alfredo Diaz. Jesus. Whipple about to double in price. Said Alfredo Diaz. Kieran says, Alex, I still got my old Engage and this may sound stupid, but should I switch to a different like RTD? If it's working, leave it alone, brother. If it's working, use it. Hey, Alex, what power adder? Forget it. Let's stay on topic. The EU is next. Yeah, Whipple's going to be some loot. Keep you in, keep your engaged. Also, Hyundai, Kia, Genesis are made in here, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll see if tuning for the Raptor R soon. You think? No. You won't see tuning for the Raptor R. You won't see tuning for the 24 F-150. You won't see tuning for the 24 Mustang. If you don't see it by the end of the first quarter, I don't think it's going to be around until late summer, early fall, if that. No more China copies of Jegs. Holly Haram. Mexico is going to FAFO. Time to go Motec. Yeah, you got $7,000. That's the problem with Motec. It's a wonderful product, but it's just ridiculously expensive. I wonder if Whipple will do the same thing. Laughing my ass off. Holly is a company of the government. You do know this, right? You do know that we covered it a while back, right? But you do know that they did not institute any tariffs, and that's the reason for the email. Stay on it, buddy. Stay on it. Come on, stay on topic. Don't wander off into Bolivian. I hope folks pay attention to Holly's garbage when it comes time to buy parts. They won't, man. Americans are cheap ass pricks. I spent the last couple of weeks. I've been in fuel system hell, and I've spent $400 to $500 on dumb little fittings like this just to complete the fuel system on the Magnuson swap. GT500, Coyote swap GT500. So, yeah, I mean, I'm willing to spend the money, and it's all local. I buy local. I go to the local shop, and it's right there. Wait a minute. Is Fragola shit made here? Fragola products made in... What should be China? Connecticut. Southington, Connecticut, according to this thing. Oh, thank God. Because I was like, I just literally put some of Fragola's kids through fucking college by paying for some of their fittings. So yeah, Fragola stuff made in Connecticut. Good to hear. Tim McAmis is the go. What will Trump do about the Cobra chickens crossing the border, causing double? Go hard sell on Holly Dominators when they are priced like a Motec M150 box. Oh man, Holly Haram going to cost big money. Good job, Holly. Shoo! Away your business. April 1st is also April Fool's Day preemptive joke, just in case. Maybe, but that sounds stupid to do it then. What's your take on assault rifles? My take on assault rifles is the same take as assault rocks. Assault bolts. assault wine bottles. What's your take on assault rifles? What makes it? Well, show me 2 rifles, right? And show me one that is assault and the other one that is not assault, and tell me what the difference is. Stupid. No update on Donnie for probably a year. Okay, Laurel. No update. I have 2 other cars to worry about. Donnie's gonna get done when Donnie gets done. Update on Donnie. Like if I don't have a job, gym, a life, I'm just gonna sit there all day. The sigh of relief, exactly. Those assembled in the US's prices about to go up. Isn't ESS in Canada? I don't know where ESS is, to be honest with you. And I don't care, to be honest with you. Like, you know, I think ESS got a little salty that I don't run their shit anymore, and I made fun of their F-150 kits. So now they're like, our preferred tuner is this guy that has been tuning for 1 year. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it. I mean, good for you. We still have the highest volume. But it was just goofy and weird that they put on their website who their preferred tuner is, and not even close by volume. It's us that dominate the tuning for that setup. So it's interesting to hear that they prefer somebody else, and maybe that somebody else, you know, sucks their dick a little bit. But we're not going to suck anybody's dick. We're going to say if the product sucks, it sucks, and we're just going to tell you it's not going to be even funny. The sigh of relief, exactly. Shadow says, Ford GT500 or BMP boosted Ford GT, GT500, because you can make more power. Unless you're going to build the Coyote motor. What about Assault Black Ice, right? Is VMP going to raise their prices now, says Darty Mercado. She's sweepers for everybody. Assault these nuts, drop a like. I'll take a pepper rifle. I thought ESS was German. ESS tripping. I know Catalytic Converter hates to see me coming with the Assault Sawzall. I just hope the tuning restrictions go away if Trump shut down the EPA without the need of a bill to pass legislation to approve it. Just to sign an executive order and let the good times roll. Well, Savon Martiner, this is the weird thing, and not the weird thing, but because I am a bit of a politic junkie, none of the rules that the EPA enforced went through Congress. Like, show me anywhere specific details about changing the calibration on a vehicle. Like, show me details of like why it's bad to shut off. Let's just say this. Let's say the front O2s on Mustangs specifically are working fine, and that's the wideband. And you shut off long-term fuel trims. That means the rear O2s typically aren't adjusting or moving. So now you're running on short-term fuel trims only. But it's still adjusting, it's still trimming fuel properly. Why is that bad for emissions? All you did is shut off a physical sensor. You didn't take the cat out, you didn't do anything. You just shut off the physical sensor. So make it make sense scientifically or science-wise as to why that is bad for the environment. This is why. They'll say, well, if you take the cat off, the car won't report it. I understand. But on a Ford OEM vehicle, I can remove the catalytic converters. It will run fine. It will report an error. It'll pollute more. But no calibration change took place. Meaning it just reported. So right now you can buy a 2024 Mustang right now. You can take the catalytic converters off on the Ford stock tune. It will have a check engine light, but it will run fine. Tell me which one is worse. They'll say, well, they're both part of the same thing. No. Then you need to give me scientific explanations as to why you would enforce a company that has the ability to shut off rear O2s versus a guy that takes his catalytic converters off of his car, and the Ford OEM tune allows the car to run fine regardless of missing emissions equipment. Now, I don't want that to happen. I'm not advocating for Ford shutting it down, but I am telling you that there's hypocrisy in this. And if no legislation was passed by Congress to enforce those specific laws, they're all null and void, and let the good times fucking roll. I have a VMP Odin Gen 3. It's 18 PSI too much for a stock motor. It'll be tough. It's up there. It's a lot. 18 PSI through a 2650 with their big throttle bodies, probably close to making 900 wheel or something like that. On the E85 at about 20 degrees of spark advance. ESS is from Norwich, I think. Any update on the 01? But for real, though, no. The motor mounts are getting done. I mean, tell me how fast you think things should move. I have 5 hours a week free. 5 hours a week free to work on cars. Sorry, it's just slow going. Well, Cletus gets it done. That's all he does. This other channel gets it done. That's all they do. If that's all I did, I would have had those cars running a long time ago. But you know, guys, I have 299. I have 500 members on Patreon. 200 paid. 300 try to freeload. I get it. You don't want to pay. I get it. Well, you want content? Got to pay the kid, because that'll give me incentive and money to work on those projects. If not, it's slow going. That's all it is. An assault rifle in basic terms has selected fire modes. Here we go. Stop. You could take a rock and make it an assault rock by breaking it up to a bunch of different pieces. Hey, Alex, update on the notch? Exactly. One steel to sugar. What's it say? ESS wants something to sugarcoat it. What did it say here? ESS wants steel to sugarcoat it. ESS gave me a kit. I repped the kit. It did well. That's all I owe you. There was nothing in writing that says, do this, and this, and this. Magnuson has something in writing. And I'm going to abide by that shit. And I'm going to do my best for them because they have specific goals they want to meet. And I said, I can make this happen. So you'll see that car more, especially at car shows, because I want people to see that. Let's say I get that car done. I want people to see the shit that I did. They're going to go, how'd you get a twin inlet supercharged car on a Gen 1 computer? Here you go. There it is. Vague and subjective, highly situational. Hey, Alex, what power radiator, clutch, fuel system, and tire? Really? Zane, Earl, are you new to the show? I'm going to treat you as if you're new to the show because I've exhausted this topic a million times. Hey, Alex, what power radiator, clutch, fuel system, and tire would you recommend on a 19350R, 850 to 90 wheel is the goal? So you're okay blowing it up. Zane, Earl, you have the money to replace the motor, right? Because the stock motor 850 to 950 can let go at any time. So I'm assuming you have enough money in the bank to afford a $20,000 replacement 5.2 Voodoo. That's what I'm assuming. Any boost, any Pro Charger, ESS, Odin, Whipple, turbos, 10 to 11 PSI, E85, dual booster pumps. You get yourself a T56 or a 3160 built by, I think Tick Performance is going to start building 3160s also. So be on the lookout for them. And get a Mantic, McLeod, or Vengeance clutch, whichever one fits your budget, because it doesn't fucking matter. You're not going to drag race the thing. All you're going to do is roll race the thing. 10 PSI, dual booster pumps, or if you want to go return style fuel system, you go the same fuel system I tell everyone to get, a 4 Innovations fuel system. You get a 1300cc injector so you can run pump gas, or E85 so you don't have drivability issues and you ride the fuck out. The same thing that I've said to everyone that has ever owned a GT350 ever. ESS tuning was founded in in Airmark, Norway, in 1995, especially on a vehicle that you own. What about CARB law stating that you can't relocate, you can't let it convert? It doesn't make sense. But it's CARB. CARB, the C in CARB is California Air Research Board. It doesn't matter in Florida, Oklahoma, Texas. Now, if your state is stupid enough to adopt CARB regulations, move out of that state if you're a car guy. It's because the EPA can extort a random civilian as easy as a shot. But Alex, you need a sidekick. No, thank you. I spent a month simply waiting on Moser axles. I can't imagine lead time on a build. Exactly. Imagine a month for Moser axles, 3 weeks for a 4 Innovations fuel system. What about a modular to torque tube C6 ZR1 bell housing? Oil pan, pickup tube, motor mounts, headers. That's going to take time. Hardest working man I know? Not really. I don't work that hard. What are you talking about? The ZR1 should be done. You don't have a life. Exactly. Paid member here says V-Town. D-Rock says Alex needs a banner across the screen saying everything he does to the people. Get it. He doesn't have that much free time. Alex, what's your favorite cartoon growing up as a kid? X-Men. The X-Men cartoon series. But I was like late teens when that came out. Just wonderful. So when I started watching X-Men, that's when they had, all the characters, but the Sentinels is what pisses me off about the X-Men cartoons. The Sentinels were so badass in the cartoons, and they have never duplicated it in the movie. They went into this weird multiverse thing. They got way into the weeds. You could literally make a movie off of every cartoon and expand on it. But no, they got way into the weeds on shit, and it just went off in left field, and it is whatever. But X-Men, my dad made me watch the Flintstones a lot. 50s and 60s cartoons like Looney Tunes and stuff like that. But mostly for the more modern stuff, it was X-Men for sure. Damn, Alex said cars and coffee now. I just want the shit to be seen. Alex, updates on your black GT, assault bat. Exactly. 95% of the people won't modify their vehicle at all. Why should a small subset of people who want to modify their own vehicle property even matter? I agree, Grant Wimbledon, but the problem is this: you can't cherry pick, because it has to be across the board. If you're going to enforce something a shop does, then you should. What I'm saying is this: if you're going to fault people like SET, HP tuners, or whatever tuners, right, tuning companies for having access to like the rear O2s being shut off, then you should hit up Ford and say, hey Ford, we did some testing on your new vehicles. When we remove the catalytic converter, the thing still runs great. And we would prefer you institute something in the programming that when you remove the catalytic converter, then the car doesn't run right. So that if we find people are making a car run without a cat, a la a diesel particulate filter, then we can say they have tampered with emissions components in order to make the car run, because we know that without that part and special programming, the car or truck won't run. But no, they didn't do that. They let Ford slide, and they then went after the tuner for fines. So I got to look up EPA fines in the last 5 years. EPA fines in the last 5 years. Let me see a list of EPA fines in the last 5 years. Wow, this is good, man. You gotta love Google, man. You gotta. People make fun of Google, Big Brother. I'm telling you, like, just instant answers. The Environmental Protection Agency has collected billions of dollars in fines and penalties over the last 5 years. Some examples of these fines are Cummins Inc. $1.65 billion in penalties for installing illegal defeat devices in Ram pickup trucks. Big Lakes Gas Plant. In 22, Big Lakes Gas Plant was $3 million in criminal fines for releasing hydrogen sulfide, which killed one person and injured another. Monsanto, $6 million and $6 million in community service payments. Newport Naval Station, the 21 EPA reached a compliance agreement with the naval station. Home Depot, Volkswagen paid billions. It's 1.7 billion in administrative judicial penalties. The EPA conducted 1,851 civil cases. EPA charged 121 criminal defendants. The EPA reduced, treated, or eliminated 2.7 million. Shut the fuck up. So billions of dollars. I can't wait for a actual audit of where that money went. I can't wait until Doge goes in there. Goes, yeah, they sent it. They spent it on porn and $80,000 pillows. So if you make it happen, Magnuson will compensate you for your trouble. Can't go wrong with that. I think they already compensated me. Gave me a fucking blower. But I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get the word out there. Potential loss in viewers to catch up work worth it? Upload less for a bit. You sound maxed out, bro. You sound maxed out, bro. Maxed out is how you're supposed to live your fucking life. What do you want me to relax? Potential loss in viewers to catch up on work worth it? No. I'm going to still make money. No. Get out of here. You want me to slow down work so I can work on the cars? If I don't work here, there is no money to work on the cars. What? Oh, let me just stop working. Work on the cars. Oh, shit, I got no money. Alex, can we talk about these morons saying Brett's car is just a stock 5.0 with 2 A-limit? Look, Ignacio, anybody that says Brett's car is a stock motor, you just need to just block them. We all know what that car is. It's a really badass car. But let's not mince words here. That car has a stock cast block, cast heads, stock lifters as far as I know, stock followers as far as I know, stock rockers as far as I know. So, I don't know, it ain't no billet shit. Damn embarrassing, I'm 10 minutes behind. I'm going to buy Factory 5.0 and 2084 and run 6s too. DNA says, Zane, we got whatever YOLO recommends, even a Gen 352 short block. Does any boost Adderall include a torque store? YouTube says nothing. And gives me $20. Love that. Slim Flow says, Theo, wasn't the deal with 10,000 Mexican troops the same deal that Mexican president was going to do with Biden? No. because they never did it with Biden. They never did it with Biden, and he never threatened tariffs. Don't come in here talking positively about Biden at all. This is the wrong fucking chat. You might want to leave. Thank you for providing that second gear lead with that wiring diagram today. Trying to source rear diff to get it all done. Yes, you have the twin turbo car, Gen 2, 6R80 car. Hey Theo, updates on the Trinity motor. Oh, bro. So, proving my point. I don't trust anybody with a Trinity motor. I don't think there is anybody that can build you. There are always mistakes, and there are always little miscues here and there. But, it's how you take care of people. I was recommended 6 shops to take my Trinity motor to, and every single shop had issues. I looked at them, looked at their history, did some research, and I'm like, no, not them, not them, not them, not them, not them. The one shop that I wanted to work on the motor, which is FFRE, Joe, was just awesome. Did my heads, great guy. And, initially wasn't good. Look, he took care of me on so many things that I feel like I still owe him. But he's like, nah, just get my guy some barbecue and we're good. And I'm like, okay. So I got him like a $500 or either $250 or $500 gift certificate for their favorite barbecue joint. And they were like, wow, thanks a lot. And I'm like, yeah, man, you guys did me a solid. But, the Coyote just took off. The Coyote was just gone. And everybody wants a Coyote now. Chevy guys are looking into it. Brett's win is going to make people in the drag and drive community go, I guess I got to go fucking Coyote too. It's small, revs high, has manageable torque. It's durable. I ain't opening up the cam covers. I bet you Brett didn't open the cam covers at all throughout the whole motherfucker. Got all pressure. Yep. Sounds good. Yep. Gets on the 2-step. Yep. Go make a hit. As a matter of fact, drag and drive is more of like a marathon for that car because I think an event gets more harder. Let's say, for instance, Brett shows up or anyone shows up to like a World Cup. So you test on Tuesday. So you do 2 hits on Tuesday. And then you test again on Wednesday. And you 2 hits on Wednesday. That's 4 hits. Then you go Thursday, there's a rental. You get 3 hits on Thursday. You go in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night and get out of there. So that's a total of like 6-7 hits. Then you qualify. You get 3 or 4 qualifying passes. That's 4. Then if you make it to the finals, you race 4 or 5 times. That's like 11 or 12 hits. At a drag and drive, there's 5 tracks. And if you do one and dones, it's 5 hits. It's just driving is the hard part. Like physically driving, the marathon. So a lot of the drag and drive guys are going to go, wait a minute. The hardest thing I got to do on a push rod deal, especially a solid roller deal, is like completely redo the valve train before I go on a 100-mile cruise. So they relash shit, readjust valves, they're opening, and that lends itself to potential issues happening. When people with a Coyote don't even got to look at it. They just change fuels and go. Change fuels and go. And tires, obviously. So once I didn't trust anyone else with the Trinity stuff, and I saw that Joe at FFRE was just too busy with Coyote stuff, I'm like, I'm not going to bother him that much. Someone bought the motor, and it's happy trails to you. Local shop just cut my cats off yesterday. It says it's Roland backwards. There were cartoons in the 50s, of course. Alex, the cartoons in the 50s were the most racist. Just look up Mickey Mouse cartoons in the 50s. Go ahead and Google it. I'm going to Google it here. I'm not going to show it though. Racist 50s Mickey Mouse. Blackface makeup and Mickey Mouse cartoon character. There it is. There it is. Shit. So unbelievable. I'm not going to show it, Alex. Do not show it. You were tempted, but do not show it, please. Be smart. It's pretty wild. What's this you cooking? It's called food, Gambit. You used daddy's money. They bought a bunch of my pillows. Dude wants cat videos. How long until senior gets fuel tech systems tunable by you guys? How long until senior gets fuel tech systems tunable. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about. We're not touching fuel tech. It's almost always cheaper to pay the fines than keep doing what you're doing. Damn, what a waste of resources. Wonder where all that money they find goes to. Alex, you need to take a week off and have some Chinese food at Hong Kong. Is the price of my Resonator deleter gonna go up? I mean, eventually.
We have an MBRP Resonator deleter.
Joe's a great guy. Met him at a party and talked to four-wheelers for sport bikes, Jeeps, everything but race cars. Super chill guy and a great dad. Seems like a good dude. I saw his kid punch him right in the dick and he didn't react. And I was like, yeah, I can never be a dad because I would punt my son if he hit me in the dick. Ties Gen 1 absolutely proved it can be done cheap. How many of you who are psychotic people that watch Cletus watched their cheap car challenge and went, wait a minute. One's a Turbo 400 LS, Turbo LS car. The other one is a 240, and I like how they go, it's not stock. It's got like LS3 internals on a 6.0. It's worked up, carbureted with nitrous, and a glide running 990s, and it probably weighs 2,600 pounds. Ty's car is a stock Gen 1 car. 3,600 pounds, 6R80, overdrive, turbo sticking out the shit, no intercooler, 240 IATs, running low 10s. 10.1 I think is the best it ran. And it survived the whole week. And he probably drove that whole thing. That was probably the only car that didn't break down at all during the whole event. Whereas the other guys had like broken lug nuts and like fuel lines. Nope. Ty's Gen 1, just Lund tune, put the shit in there. Daisy changed some 285, Z85, get a converter in it, and it ended up running 10.1 on a stock motor with 240 plus IATs. Mind blown. But Alex, the Coyote isn't small. It's bigger than a big block Chevy. I love the idiots that go, it's a big block Chevy. The heads are dual overhead cam. The heads are dual. That's it. Go look at the block. Go look at the block. Take the block out of a Coyote. The block. And it's so small. Tiny compared to like an LS. What makes the Coyote special? It's got 4 cams in them. Exactly. Brett changed the starter and replaced the transmission line all week. Those 50 cartoons were wild. More than 1,000 EPA employees could be fired immediately. That means they'll have 17,000 employees. You're not wrong. You want some arroz con leche, Papa Alex? Ew, that sounds disgusting. Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny had some wild racist shit. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn. What was Yosemite Sam's favorite line? Yosemite Sam's favorite line was racist. Type it on the chat. Not that he didn't say the N-word, but he would say, he would describe somebody in a racist way. And I'm like, I didn't know what that meant when I was a kid, but when I became an adult, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Cletus had a stock 4L80. He did? I thought he had a Turbo 400. My mistake. I don't follow it that much. Ties a goat for that. Viewer, we only do Viewer, we only do tick transmission here. Viewer, we only do tick transmission here. Okay, I didn't watch that shit. Manuel Amador says 2650 is available in dual inlet and single inlet configurations. Yes, it is. LS motor issues for sure. Coyote is better. Just saying about the trans. Ty's car ran on 9 the last day? Where? I didn't see that. I'm not going to go watch their fucking channel. Fuck all that. It was a great series, actually. Hilarious content, whether you like Cletus or not. I don't, and I didn't watch it. I just watched when Ty's car came up. That's it. I think he ended up hurting a few cylinders at the end. Yeah, probably did a 150 shot. HP limits on the Gen 1 ECU. Horsepower limits on the Gen 1 ECU, 3,000. Trinity chops, though. Ty's engine did end up hurt at the end of sick week. That sucks. He probably did 240 IATs and 150 shot. He heard about they were racing James Tin Can 240, almost beat him. No, he didn't. I think he got beat because something happened at the line. Did he? Hey, Alex. Tiger Brown says, I need help building a motor. I want to race, and I'm looking for to make 900 horsepower. And I need help building bottom end. Should I use stock block and use manly stuff or illuminator? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, your illuminator is Molly manly. Molly or Mall pistons and manly rods. So it sounds like you either want to build an illuminator or buy an illuminator. And 900 horsepower, you can make that on a stock Gen 2, Gen 3 bottom end. So not for a long time. He hit it Indians. You rackin', frackin', varmint. No. You, come on. You don't remember what Yosemite Sam used to tell people? Sam says. Hold on.
Well, here I am.
Oh, it's Bugs Bunny.
Hey, look like the Coachella Valley to me.
So it was Bugs Bunny that was racist? But I thought it was Yosemite Sam. Yosemite Sam says... Let me see what Yosemite... Yeah, this is wild.
Well, it's one of our boys.
The sun shines bright in my old Kentucky home.
Hey there, boy. How about giving out with something peppy on that there skin box, huh?
Yo, Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony.
Yankee.
Like, it's so racist. I'm blown away that it don't get played no more. You go to the Cartoon Network and you see all that stuff, the race, it's gone. I mean, maybe it'll come back. Who knows? I like how they were saying for AK you can have fun and drag and drive. They got everything on discount, right? Like he got a whole nother fucking motor. Come on, stop it. That's the PC version, right? It was actually get out of there, you razza, frazzin, fur, bitten critter. Okay. I don't know if you have answered this before, but do you think the Gen 2 5 liter would be better off with a ZF8 8-speed transmission, or is it 1080 better in your opinion? The Gen 3 should have a ZF8. The Gen 2 has a 6R80, but if it had an 8-speed, it'd be a little better with second gear leave. I think the ZF8 is a better transmission overall, but you can't control a 6R80 with an aftermarket controller. If you could control a 6R80 with an aftermarket controller, that thing would be so badass. But looks like the ZF8 you can control with an aftermarket controller. Build it and it'll take 1100, 1200 horsepower, no problem. I remember Sam said, kill all the women and children first. No one cared about drag queens until Bugs Bunny was doing it. I plan on redoing my rotating assembly on Gen 1 Coyote. Do you recommend boring the cylinders slightly over? No, not at all. Who the fuck told you that? If you're going to redo it, sleeve it, and then put the stock bore in it. Whatever, 4-inch, I think. The best cartoons, wild as hell, man. Lola Bunny was kind of bad, not gonna lie. What about Speedy Gonzalez and his podhead cruising slowpoke Gonzalez? Bro, I love those old cartoons. The best. I remember watching all of them. Not wrong. Oh, let's do a little trivia. Because it's 9 o'clock, so I want to give away something from richprince.com. Just tell me what you want. I'm gonna prioritize the members at always. So I'm gonna try to do some trivia, and which part? Not Star Trek, not Simpsons. I'm trying to think what kind of trivia, just to give away a sweater or something, or a hat, or whatever you want from richprince.com/YDBT. I'm a Star Trek guy, so sorry. So get Google machines out. TNG, the Next Generation. We're gonna do Star Trek trivia. And I'll make it easy. Here we go. Where is... You know what I hate? These trivias, give you the answer elsewhere. Star Trek The Next Generation quiz. Well, I'm not going to look that up because then you guys don't know exactly what that is. Let me see. Oh, wow. So how do you okay. See, I can get into the weeds with Star Trek trivia, but this is really into the weeds. Interesting. Okay. What's her name? What was her name? The name of the okay, for the TNG. Okay, got it. Okay. On what planet did Tasha Yar die in? The Next Generation, Tasha Yar. On what planet did Tasha Yar die in? Go. And you don't even have to be close on spelling. It's like, if you're in the ballpark, we'll go from there. So on what planet did Tasha Yar die? She was the first security officer for the Next Generation. She got like killed by this tar creature, this tar weird looking black thing. And it ended up, she was the first character that died. And she ended up coming back. Hey, look at that. William R. on it. Brother, you have good internet. You have good internet. Let me make sure no one else got it before you. William R. says Vagra 2, and it was Vagra 2. And before that, people said Yogi Berra's Mitt, Ronald McDonald, Nanu, Captain Kirk, KC526. I'd still want to smash. I don't know how come. I wish I could just smash just to say I smashed. William Shatner, Cousin Frodo, TSP Coyote Expert, Soren, Hanna-Barbera, Mars, I love Star Trek, Planet Vegeta, My Ass, and William R. But then close second is Alfredo Diaz, Midnight, and Shadow. So William R. Email me, ydbt4life@gmail.com. ydbt4life@gmail.com. Tell me what you want from Rich Prince. You're going to tell me the exact SKU, like I want this at this size, whether it's a hoodie, a hat, whatever you want. One thing, one item, from richprince.com/YDBT. I'll order it, drop ship it to you, and you should be good to go. Congratulations. We're back on giveaways. I thought that said Viagra too. Like, me too. And I was like, wait, let me see that properly. So because the news have been flying pretty hardcore this whole week, I think this is going to move quickly. I think this EPA stuff is going to move very quickly. So because the FBI agents, anyone that was involved with investigating Trump and J6ers, they're all getting fired. Like, there's a list. I love it. Oh, I love it. And then there's 1,000 EPA guys that are going to be gone. So I think once DOJ goes, okay, we've already looked at USAID. We're going to look into IRS. Elon Musk posted on X, who wants us to audit the IRS next? And everybody, everyone but 5% said yes. Who the fuck are those 5%? But I can't wait till he goes to the big agencies. And the one he's not going to be able to audit is the Pentagon. No way. But I want to see what happens at the EPA at that level. Because I think what's going to happen is you're going to find out that they were taking that money and using it for causes that have nothing to do with environmental protection. It had probably to do with like high-end TVs, big vacations, seminars, what do you call them? IUDs for women in Nigeria. It's just the weirdest shit. You can tell who Googled me included. Cursed my broke ass internet. Damn, William beat me to it. Skin of evil. I have an Obama phone still loading. That was fun. Thanks, guys. Says Harley Jetsled. So what does it mean for the car community? So for the car community, I think this is what's going to happen. These hurt. After an hour, these hurt. I think a little more freedom, a little more sigh of relief, because look, in the time that the EPA hit up Lund, and then you didn't hear anything. You didn't hear a goddamn thing. They just went radio silent. So you were walking around. I'll be honest, a lot of people were like, I'm not going to get into details, but like, they were going to come back in. You understand? Like, they were not going to be welcomed back in by anybody up there. It was going to be bad. So I'm like, I get it. He's standing on business. And I'm like, okay. So, you have to like prepare for stuff like that. Then one day you get a box with all your shit back. The N-Gage, the SD card, the computer, the hard drive that they took, and a letter that was like, sorry. And you're like, for 3 years, I had a knot in my stomach for nothing? You didn't even give us an inkling of what was happening? So now there's but we're still operating as if we were, legit. So that's when SCT came back and was like, hey, because a lot of people think that we like reached out to SCT. I don't think that did not happen. SCT reached out to us and said, hey, we're not really selling a bunch of Ford stuff. So what do you think if you guys start supporting Ford stuff again? And son of a bitch, a quarter of our orders or more are SCT. I would say it's LRX still top dog. Then like the rest of the pie is divided between SCT, HP tuners, and old Engage stuff. So we're just supporting everybody. We're now on the level playing field. That's all it is. So I think it's going to be a lot of like, whew, that doesn't mean everyone's going to go to Home Depot and you're going to put your stocks on, Milwaukee Sawzall blades. No, I think to chop off cats. I think what should happen is a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to operate business as usual until I'm told different. We'll see. Just don't go out of your way and don't make waves and don't start advertising diesel delete tunes. Please don't be stupid. Cory Willis did something. So let's go to Facebook. We'll end the last 20 minutes talking about Cory Willis. So Cory Willis runs a diesel tuning company, and he has been hit up for millions of dollars. So Cory Willis posted something on Facebook to the effect of like, hey, if you were hit up by the EPA, let me know. So here we go. Live chat. Right here. Some of my representatives are on committees that will be overseeing the EPA along with reining in injustices that this agency and the DOJ have played a part in. With that said, if the EPA raided your facility and you have video or picture evidence, whatever you send me, I will forward to them. Justice is coming soon. This is not my fight. This is our fight. Regardless if you have my back or a hater or a close friend that forgot my number, I'm doing it for all of us to win. We must all do our part. You absolutely hit it on the head, Cory. What you have to do is you got to go back on offense. We were on defense the whole time because the power of the government was against us. Nothing we could do was right. We had no guidelines. We had no clarity. The sandbox that we were playing in, we don't know if it was sand, shit, nuclear material, uranium. No, we had no idea what the rules were. So you don't know if imagine you say to someone, here's a ball. Okay, go play the game. What are my rules? No, just go play the game. I'm not going to play the game until I know the rules. It's a ball. Go play. Okay. You dribble once, then you throw it, boom, and you're penalized. And then you can't do that. Well, I don't know I can do that or can't do that until I do it and you penalize me for it. Yeah, that's the game. That's the EPA with the automotive and racing industry. Because I can almost make the case that ethanol burns cleaner through catalytic converters, but a tune is required to run it. So you're telling me I can facilitate somebody maybe get less miles per gallon, but have a clean burning vehicle. Look at me. I have 5 vehicles. 4 of them are toys, and I use them once a week, maybe twice. So I barely drive my toys for 200 miles a week or even a month. The Cadillac gets most of the miles, and that barely gets driven because everything is close by and I'm mostly home. So I can make the case that I can make a E85 tune for a Gen 3 Mustang bone stock, but it needs a tune, and it'll have better burning, cleaner fuel. And the EPA would say, well, you can't do that because you can't tamper with the emissions items. No, you don't understand. I'll change the stoic and maybe add a little spark advance, maybe make some startup changes. But I think I can make this car burn cleaner with an ethanol-based fuel than a carbon-based fuel or a petroleum-based fuel. And they'll say, nope, can't do it. That'll be tampering. Unbelievable. How will he pay? Turns around from going to Home Depot. Right. SCT straight up said every other tuner sucks at selling SCT devices. But Beterbiev or Bivol. I think Bivol won the first fight too. PPEI, exactly. Just received my LRX. Good for you. Class action. Lund getting in on it? I don't know. I think we just let that shit die because we didn't get hit with anything because we didn't do anything wrong. But, the industry was saying, Lund sucks. They got hit up. They must have been doing dumb shit. How's it feel to get your shit back? And they say, you're good, buddy. And SCT comes back and plays. And all the other tuners must be big mad because they were talking that shit when rumors went around that we were hit up by the EPA, which was part of another investigation that had nothing to do with us. But you guys went to social media. I remember every single one of you cocksuckers that went out there and talked that shit for years. kept their mouth shut, head down, got to work, broke records, went faster than ever. Then the EPA said, sorry, here's all your shit back. You did nothing wrong. It was part of another thing. And now they're mad that everyone is working with us. Unbelievable. Sounds like a class action lawsuit. Class action, I don't want class action because then you get like $5. I have a class action check in my garage I haven't cashed for $39 whole. If you or your family has suffered from mesothelioma, you can be entitled to financial compensation. I'd rather not. Yesterday's rules are not today's rules. Theo, what's your top favorite colors of F-150 and the Mustang? This is not that channel. Out here playing soccer with a basketball on a football field. I have an EPA building near my house 20 minutes away. I go watch every time. That'll show them. Wait, you guys tune with SET X4 tuner again? Correct. Alex, do you know if the 6-speed auto on the 1719 F250s are robust and reliable to the 6RDs? Yes. The F350 that we have has a 6L 1000 or whatever the fuck it's called, or 6R 1 billion. And it's badass, and that's the one to get in my opinion. Nate Dogg says, I have 21 Gen 3, Stage 2, Whipple, 10,000 miles. You preach 10 hours are trash, but as a final shot, is there any way to possibly prevent limp mode or limp mode? I mean, what do you mean limp mode? What's it doing? I need to know what it's doing. Limp mode? If a trans is going into limp mode, you got either bad valve body or trans is fucked up. Or what? Is there a code that it throws? A C7Z06? A 22 GT5. Come on, man. Stop it. That's crazy how they got away with all that. Trump should abolish the EPA. God damn it. I literally sold mine a month ago because they didn't use SCT. You should have been on game because we've been doing it for over a month. How much is it to T56 swap a S550? I would say the transmission is probably $7K. Clutches another 15 to 1800, maybe 2000 if it's a McLeod RXT. Shifter, drive shaft, or you go to American Powertrain Solutions. American Powertrain Solutions, and you look up a T56 swap. Just for the comments, it says plain ball example was pretty good. Scary for the people deep in the industry. Black bean rental coming before summer temps hit. So I'm happy and unhappy at the same time. I like being right a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's like one of the best feelings ever. That car should get the 3.0 Whipple back in it. Because it went 7.9 with the 3.0 Whipple fucking 4 years ago. But the 3.8, I'll be honest with you guys, that 3.8 is not for Coyotes. I'm sorry. The 3.8 Whipple is not for Coyotes. No. The 3.0 is. 3.0, make sure the rotors don't touch and say hello to each other. Spin it to kingdom come. And port it in such a way that it makes power above 6,000 RPMs. So you got to spin it to 9,500 RPMs on the car. That, in my opinion, would be Billy Badass. And that's what their CJ setups are. Their CJ setups are that. A 3.0 Whipple, Billy Badass. The 3.8 to me shouldn't even exist. Look at what happened with the Gen 6. They didn't go bigger. They changed the rotor design. Maybe made the intercooler a little different. But they didn't go 3.9, 4.0. No. The 3.8, in my opinion, is absolutely useless. You get the 3.0 back on the Black Bean, put it on the dyno, watch it make another 100 horse. It's just one of those things that I don't think those rotors like to be spun that fast. Pepperidge Farm remembers class action lawsuit for earplugs. People got like 16K. No shit. Wow. Limp mode, aka I'm fucked. 6R140. Yeah. 16 to 17, 6.7 power stroke with the 6R140 is the one to get. Yes, it's the one to get. I would get one. I'd get one for sure. It's not new, so I'm not giving money to Ford. Good luck finding one under 100,000 miles that isn't under 60,000 bucks. Never had experience with any other Ford tuning products, but I remember every top tier Ford tuner using SCT. My first was XCal 2. Boxy Luxury says, is it a possibility somebody suggested that Lund be investigated and they got in the industrial? No, I think it was part of this, like I explained about a bunch of times. We were the top seller of Engage for Ford products. Yeah, I never understood the race gas argument. Doesn't quite literally burn cleaner, faster, and produces less emissions than petroleum. 3.8 needs more cubic inches? I think so. I think the 3.8 is good on a fucking 5.8 motor. Or a 6.2, not a Coyote. You still got the notch? Still trying to catch them on old vids? No, man. I think it's been gone for a year. The 3.8 is definitely lower compression stuff, in my opinion. Should let me build you a turbo kit, Theo. Turvey's Welds. I was like, who? Oh, it's Turvey's Welds. Coyote Collect says, is there a PMAS intake for the 2.9 Gen 2 Whipple? Yeah, the 120. Just You can make anything fit anything. Coyote Collector, is there a PMAS intake for my car with a Magnum dual inlet? Nope, but I made one fit. So buy the 120, make something fit, or retrofit the 120 into the PMAS elbow. But the Whipple elbow. But the Whipple, the Gen 2 Whipple? What do you mean, Gen 2 Mustang? Coyote Mustang Whipple? Or like the fucking rear feed Whipple? Which one are you talking about? 3.8 goes on a built Hellcat or LT. I've never seen a 3.8 Coyote move the way it's supposed to. Thank you. Can I be frank? Can I be frank? Has probably more street data than anybody I know. He posts races every day. He's in Miami. So he's seen Palm Beach Dyno tune cars, Glasses Inside tune cars, Lund tune cars, and other people tune cars with a 3.8. And they're like, bro, that shit no va pa ningún sitio. Hace mucho ruido, pero no hace una pinga. And then you see a 2650. Right, Frank? Right? You'd be like, wait a minute, it's a 3.8. That shit don't move. But then you see a 2650 or a 3.0 Whipple. And you're like, damn, that thing needs a 3.0 or a 2650. The 3.8 to me ain't shit. Kenny Bells worked really well. they did not. Engage coming back. Great question. I don't think so. I think the guy can't even be around a motherboard. Remember how like certain people, like hackers back in their day, if they get put in jail, part of the punishment is you can't own a computer. How's he gonna go on Tinder and swipe right on the bitches? Everyone wants bolt-on stuff. True, hot rodding is a dying hobby. That's why Ken Phillips, Magnuson reached out to me. Hey, Alex, we got a dual inlet because they saw me talking positively about it when the Roush kit came out on the launch edition. And I'm like, boy, that's better. That's better. It's made for that vehicle, twin inlet. And they're like, hey, do you think you can make a twin inlet work on your car? I go, yep. Yeah, we already did it. It's 7 years ago. I bolted on a throttle body on my ex-girlfriend Sabrina's car. I let it hang off the side, and we just drove around for a month, and it never fail-safed. So now with the added airflow, knowing that mechanically it won't fail-safe, I know that when air is passing through it, it won't fail-safe. The car just needs to go, there's more air coming in than I'm anticipating, so you have to account for it in the tune and for the throttle feel. So after talking to Junior about it and doing some subsequent testing out of just mistakes, all of a sudden, you know, we think we can make it work. Jake said something yesterday that, you know, I contribute to the community inadvertently. Anti-lag. So, I'm in the F-150, right? I bought my F-150. I'm driving around town. I'm testing the speed limiter. The speed limiter. Remember when you go floor it and you can set the RPMs to like 8,000, right? Or whatever. Or 5,000, hold it with a button, and then let go, and not anti-lag, the speed limiter. You boom, boom. I tested it on my GT. I was one of the first ones that had it. PCM Tech, testing it, speed limiter on my white car. So we vetted that combo on my car. Then he wanted to include that on GT500s. And I was like, I'm sorry, he wanted to include that on F-150s. Okay, so we tried it on the F-150. And I did the speed limiter thing, right? And I floored it, let go of the button, and it did what it did. But then I, for whatever reason, hit it again and let off the gas. And it did this crazy two-step. And and I was like, John, you might, let me log. John, it did this. He's like, log it. Because of that, Junior saw some stuff and he goes, I think I can make that happen like an anti-lag. I go, really? He goes, yeah, I think I can make it happen like an anti-lag. I go, well, we could try it to see if it does it. Not that it's going to perform because it's NA, but you could try it. So then we tested it on my truck. And he was like, oh shit, it worked. You're welcome, PCM Tech users that have anti-lag. Ask Junior if that story is false. Go ahead. Is it true that Alex was the... You don't understand what I provide to this community. You guys just think I'm just some dick that talks shit. By the way, remember when Donnie had a transmission issue because a little metal fragment got caught in that solenoid? Jake's light bulb went off. Bing! Like, oh my God! He's going to develop something on that. You guys will love that shit. It'll take a while, though. Funny thing is, everyone trashes the stock 1.7 blower on the LT4, but keep up with the 2650 on the right setup. Whipple 3.0 done right can fly. I agree with you 100%. Check it in, says Gonzo the Great. Catching the replay, another win day for Trump. I know you preach E85 for the gas station, but someone who has no E85 closed, what is another gas option to go with for boost supercharger? Is it worth FBO N8 Fun daily octane booster? You need octane. 3.8 on pump gas. Might as well start a campfire on top of the engine. Kidney bells perform well. Their performance consists of whine noises. Performance is not just speed, it's something else. It ain't no regular F-150. I'll say the 2650 over the Whipple 2.9. Hey, Bryson, did you send in a log yet? Bryson put in a 2650 to replace his 2.9 Gen 3 Whipple. I said, it will be night and day difference. It'll feel like it's a completely different vehicle. And Whipple, no way. Whipple Gen 3. No, it was like a Gen 5, right? Wasn't it? Bryson, wasn't the Whipple that you had on your car like a Gen 5 rear feed? Like, I don't even know the fucking gens you guys have. You're so stupid. Gen 5 3.0, Gen 3.8 Oh my God, shut the fuck up. That's right, deal lag. Shout out to the white car for giving me a ghost cam on the fly. Nice. ESS guys with anti-lag, exactly. It's funny how actually owning the platform helps you vet a combo. Ain't that some shit? Deal Tech, you provide a variety of nice shirts too. You provide a variety of nice shirts to look at while live. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. What did it say here? It rained here, something like that. 2.9 is a waste of money. The Whipple 2.9 front feed is the absolute biggest hunk of shit. But in 2015, that was the one to have. And then they started getting better, and better. And then they ended up with, in my opinion, the best one is the Gen 5. The Gen 5 3.0 front feed, in my opinion, is great. Obviously, the Gen 6 they say is better, but we don't know. I mean, I think VMP installed the Gen 6 on a Gen 2 Coyote Mustang, and it made the same power as a Gen 4 Mustang, killing the narrative that the Gen 4 Mustang was special. Literally verifying what we've been saying. Is the Gen 4 Mustang special or is the blower special? It ended up being the blower, just like we said all along. So stupid. I love being right. Gen 3 or Gen 4, piece of shit. Exactly. Emery Tech, my Whipple 2.9 came on the car, says Coyote Collector. Motherfucker moves out at 5,500 RPMs. Felt better than the 2.9 at 7,000. Bryson, wait till I give you the okay to go to 7,500. You better have room, and grip. It's going to be dumb. And if you don't get a fucking 4-second 60 to 130 on that car, I don't know what's wrong. But the 2650, es la luz. See, Can I Be Frank probably goes down there and goes, yo, all these 1.7s roll out. Ported 1.7s, export 1.7s, E85 cammed. Look at the Cadillac CTS V. She had a 1.7 forever, and those things were fast for their time. Every fuckboy in Houston had one, but I mean, for their time, they were Billy badass. And it was only a 1.7 blower, but it was a TVS. I remember when Roush bamboozled VMP into buying a whole bunch of M90 1.9 replacement TV things. Bro, it was hilarious. They made VMP buy. One of the funniest things. They made VMP buy a bunch of 1.9s for 3 valves. I think there has to be a warehouse somewhere with 3 or 4 pallets of 1.9 liter VMP labeled rear feed Roush setups for 3 valves. Actually, that'd be a cool blower to have to try. I got a Department of Boost thing, but the problem is it runs off of the front sheath, so I'm still kind of wonky on that, but we'll see. CT5V is the dream. Sandbags on lock. Stay safe out there. I'm not going to lie, your video on the ESS install has me wanting one now. Is pretty good. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. We had a great time today. We called out Holly for literally using the tariffs that never went into place as a reason to raise prices 5% across the board for MAP policy. just egregious. And then Tim McAmis was like, fuck them. We're going to keep it the same regardless of what the policy is because our products are made in the USA. We also talked about the EPA getting 1,000 employees potentially on the chopping block to get fired. And I hope they get audited next because that's going to be an interesting thing to see what the EPA in the last 5 years has amassed over, I don't know, probably billions and billions of dollars of fines, what that money is going to. You saw that USAID got really stupid with their stuff. They started giving out, money hand over fist for things that had nothing to do with aid. It had everything to do with slush funds. Even Zelensky said the other day that, hey, I haven't received like the other $70 billion. I don't know where it went. So it'll be interesting to see if the EPA gets the same treatment. All right, guys, great news day, great show. Congrats on the guy that won the giveaway. Hit me up at ydbtforlive@gmail.com and we'll get you your shirt, whatever the hell you order from richprince.com/YDBT. Again, if you want to help out the channel, consider joining this channel, become a member. Toting, Puti level, whatever the hell. There have now been guys here for 4 years and they have their EPA logo. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. That is literally money in my pocket and goes right to the projects. You see, I wear the same shirts. I don't do fancy shit. It's literally going right back into the projects, and my taxes dictate that. Like, I've spent almost every dime that I made on all my socials and everything back into the business to make sure I get you guys content. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily. We'll talk some shit then because the way the news are going now, I feel there's going to be like 800 things to talk about on Thursday. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you.